Hi, hello. So, you know how I talked about small town syndrome before? Well, it's gotten so bad in the drivers around my area that certain roads have become undrivable. There's three experiences we had driving to and from a job site that we're working on in one of the small towns a couple over. First thing in the morning, driving in, going 80 kilometers per hour speed limit, and coming up a fair size hill, there's a truck with a load sticking out the back and a red flag, and in the split seconds that we have to see him, we realize that he's not moving. He's not just not moving, he's backing up, back over the crest of a hill that no one coming to has any visibility of, because presumably he missed his turn off at the dump. And swerving to go around him is equally dangerous because we are at that crest of the hill and we can't see anything down it. We're just going straight into oncoming traffic or getting fucked with a piece of lumber coming through our front windshield. After that, coming out of work, we're immediately met with a dump truck with one of his wheels entirely across the yellow line, and a little later, some asshole behind a school bus cuts the corner into our lane. And when I say into our lane, I mean fully full car into our lane. Here's the road, curving. Here's the asshole driver. Instead of actually turning his wheel, he figures he'll just cut through our lane entirely to get back to his, because fuck it. It gets him where he's going. It's all the same, right? He drives this fucking road every day. It's his road now. And did I mention that these three instances were all in the same day? Three near crashes in one day because of just the most random, inconsiderate, no thought, brain off driving. And the thing is, that day wasn't atypical. We were having one or more instances of drivers crossing into our lane on a daily basis. Oncoming down a straight fucking road, a guy just starts veering into our lane towards us, and there's no fucking excuse for that. But generally, considering the scale of this happening, I have to chalk this up to that good old small town syndrome. It happens all over this area. This one road is just particularly bad because of all the twists and turns and general contractors and laborers that have to do it every day and they just get bored and they don't care anymore. People cut corners and cross lines constantly because they can't put enough effort into holding their steering wheel straight. And not to stereotype, but 90% of them are pickup truck drivers, which in part is because the steering on them is shit, and that majority of people around here own one because we need the four-wheel drive for winter. But the lack of care or will to stay inside the lines of a road is absolutely because of small town syndrome. They drive that road every day. They know that road. They instinctively turn the corners without thinking, but that's the thing, they're not thinking. They're not actively driving, looking at the road and treating it for what it is. It's just their stomping ground. They can do whatever they want on it, like they do every other day. And just fuck anybody else that wants to use the road, I guess. Some back roads around here, like I said, have become undrivable with the frequency in which there's near accidents every time we go on them. We took the aforementioned road to work every day for about 2 weeks before I had an anxiety attack in the passenger seat when we were aggressively passed by somebody that should not be passing right now. There is no visibility because of the buildup of nearly dying from other drivers, sheer disregard for other people's safety every fucking day, and it finally got to me. So now we're taking another route to work that tacks on an extra 20 minutes both ways, but it shouldn't have to be like that. Back roads shouldn't be off limits because they're too dangerous because of the drivers that frequent them. Like, what the fuck? People know about the road too, and when I'd complain about the drivers, they'd just shrug and say, no wonder so many people die out that way. And it's like, no! Hello? Don't just go shrugging that shit off. That's not okay. If I had my way, there would be a cop stationed out there 24/7 until the general driving practices improved. But people wouldn't like that because that's infringing on their small town rights. Ugh. So, I don't know. This is just a friendly reminder. Regardless of how often you drive a route, doesn't mean that you should just shut your brain off and do whatever you want. Like driving a certain way daily allows you some sort of authority. If you're driving, drive. Other people's lives depend on it. If you don't give a shit about yours, that's fine, but don't cost me mine.